Billie, delighted you could make it.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Welcome to a very London lunch. It's all vegan.
Amazing.
Gluten-free.
Wow.
So look, your tea's there. Cheers.
Oh my gosh, cheers.
I don't really speak like that. It's very nice. Have you ever had a tea like this before?
Not like this. I had tea parties when I was a child, and it felt very similar.
Did you?
Yeah.
But like pretend ones where you had to pretend to pour it in?
Well, we would make real tea, but it would be pretend. Everything else would be pretend.
I have a friend who's an etiquette expert, and he says, and I don't mind, but he says apparently when you stir your tea, you're meant to do it back and forth.
Instead of a circle? Interesting.
Apparently that's...
Like front and back?
Yes.
Interesting. Why? It doesn't make any sense to me.
I agree. I don't know why it's stir. Just give it a good stir.
Yeah.
Give it a good stir. Now, you know some people, when they have tea at fancy places...
What's wrong with that?
You know, a lot of people stick their pinky out when
I
they
know.
have tea.
Isn't that rude or something?
Nailed it. So apparently, it's from the 18th century. Might be the 16th or 17th. I can't remember. But it was a sign to show that you had syphilis.
Straight up?
So it was to give other people a sign that you had it, so then they got together, so they didn't spread it to other people. That's a true fact.
Straight up.
I promise you. I promise you that is true. And people think that's like really fancy to do that, and it's not.
So no pinky out. No pinky out.
Absolutely not. That is great tea.
Okay, got it.
Is this the first thing you think of when you think of the UK and British things?
I think of the accent.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think of yourself having an accent?
Yes, I definitely have an accent. Do you think I have an accent?
You definitely have an accent for sure.
Do you know whereabouts in the UK I'm from?
No.
Do you want to have a guess?
No.
I'm from a little town in Lancashire called Burnley.
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 Cute. Is that where you grew up?
Yeah. Well, my dad was in the army.
Do you live there currently?
No, I live in London now.
Oh.
But my dad was in the army, so we moved around a lot.
Wow.
What would your favourite type of lunch be?
I really like sandwiches.
Yes.
What do you like?
I like a sandwich as well, but we call it a butty.
Oh, what?
A butty.
How do you spell that?
B-U-T-T-Y.
A butty?
A butty? Yeah, a butty.
B-U-T-T-Y?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
A butty. A cheese and ham butty.
Huh?
Or a chip butty.
Huh?
Yeah, and like, so you'd call them French fries.
So you call them...
Chips.
Right. Oh, so like fries in a sandwich is
Yeah.
a chip and buddy.
Chip butty.
Buddy.
Yeah.
What do you think is like the weirdest thing you guys say?
Put wood in fold.
What is that? You guys are not real.
No.
That's how I feel like with like Canadians and Brits. What's like an insult?
We say, gob.
Huh?
That's my favourite swear word.
Gob.
Yeah.
Gob.
Yeah. So if someone said, oh, he's a complete and utter gob,
That's like a person. They are a gob.
they talk rubbish.
Oh,
They're a bit like...
a little stupid.
Yeah. Now, I don't want to beat about the bush. We need to talk about the album.
Okay.
It's your third album. It's had an amazing response across the board. It's only been out a few weeks. How's it sunk in? Just tell us how you're feeling about it.
I feel so good about it. It's been like the most shocking reaction of my life. It's been so good. I can't even believe my eyes every time. It's been like better than I could have ever dreamed of in a million years.
Is it fair to say this is the most personal album from you?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like, we've seen on the comments and stuff from many fans, and one that I loved from one of your fans was that it feels like they're reading your diary when you listen to this album. Is that weird?
It's weird.
Is it?
It's also weird because normally there's so much time that passes between finishing an album and putting it out because of vinyl and because of, you know, videos and artwork and promo and whatever. And this time I was very clear about I really want to do this as quickly as I can. I was like, it's done now, and I want to put it out as fast as I can from the moment it's done.
Do you feel like you've overshared in the album?
Overshared?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Not at all.
I sometimes go away and feel like, oh, I've probably given away too much there.
I feel like that more when I talk, but in music, they're not so specific about my life that, I mean, they are for me, but I think that you hear them and you don't think that's only about her life and she's the only one that can relate to that. I think that's what's cool about music, is that it's for everyone.
Did you enjoy doing this album?
FINNEAS and I really went through it with this album, and after a while of not enjoying it, we then enjoyed it, to be fair. We just were feeling very, like, so uninspired for so long, and not on the same frequency, the two of us as siblings, and living different lives, and just like not creative and not really inspired, and that was really stressful. And that was honestly a scary period of time, and it was very punishing and not enjoyable. And we would have moments of creating in between those off moments, and those were always great, but even still, it always felt like, do we know what we're doing? Can we do, is it good? Like, we just never felt confident. And then there were moments along the way that kind of brought that confidence up. There was when we wrote Skinny, which was like the first song we wrote in its entirety for the album. And then we wrote What Was I Made For, which opened a door to like honesty and creativity. And then the main moment was when we wrote a song called The Greatest, and that kind of opened the door to like vulnerability and allowing ourselves to really just be honest and then create the rest of the album. And as soon as we made The Greatest, I think that's when we started having a lot of fun.
Because FINNEAS was really honest and open, and he said that he, at one point, was like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore.
Yeah. Isn't that funny?
What? I mean, you're his little sister. What was going through your mind then?
I was really scared, and I had always been the one that didn't like making music, and he had always been the one that loved it and, you know, had so much passion in it, and I always relied on that. And then I started to like it more, and we were making this album, and yeah, he was very vulnerable with me and honest, and he was just like, I don't want to do, like, I don't feel like I have anything to say. I don't want to do this right now. We've always been like that. We're so close and like get each other better than anybody else. I feel like FINNEAS is like my conscience in a way. Like he's always thinking for me and trying to help me through my poor choices in life.
Oh, don't worry. I've made many of them.
Yeah?
Many of them.
What's one?
This weekend.
Oh, yeah?
I was at a friend's wedding in Spain.
Yeah.
I should have gone home. The wedding finished at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
I stayed out till 5:30.
Yeah.
The next day, right off.
Well, what's wrong with that?
I had to do the radio.
Okay.
I'm 34 now, Billy. It's, you know, you get a bit.
Is there a cutoff age for fun?
Not a cut-off age, but I've heard the saying, nothing fun happens after midnight.
Who is saying that?
That's why.
Who's saying that?
Parents.
When have you ever heard that?
I've heard, this is what the people who say.
Who's saying that?
Oh, is it 2 a.m.?
Nothing fun happens.
Oh, right. Oh, sorry, I've said it wrong. Nothing good happens after 2 a.m.
Oh, I get that
Okay.
more.
So-
crazy that you said you didn't say that at
Okay,
all.
I said that wrong. That's my bad.
Said nothing fun happens after midnight.
Keep that in. That was my fault. But nothing good happens after 2 a.m.
I would disagree, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I would strongly disagree. And I think that you shouldn't feel bad for having fun at your friend's wedding.
Yeah.
I don't think you should feel bad for that.
Oh my God. No, that wasn't a bad decision, was it? You only live once, don't you? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And sometimes, like, you gotta risk the lack of sleep for memories, man.
Exactly.
There's been so many experiences where I'm like, oh my God, I'm so mad at myself right now that I'm not getting enough sleep. And then I think, why? This is like the best night of my life. Like, why would I'm gonna look back and be like, wish I had slept that one night in 2024 instead of had one of the best nights of my year.
What's the funnest thing that's happened to you after midnight? Can you think of any?
Oh, that's so true. Yeah, that's actually such a good one. My mom just said The Diner, which is not my song. I'm talking about an actual diner that I went to the night of the Oscars.
Okay.
Yeah, this was like in March when I won an Oscar. But
Two. A second.
But we went to these parties and then parties and more parties and more parties, and instead of going to more, I had just met these new friends of mine, and we decided to go to a diner. And we were at that diner until 6 a.m. And from like 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. or something like that. No, it was probably like 4 or 5 to 6. And those are now some of my friends for life.
Really?
Yeah.
That you met at the Oscars?
Yeah, I kind of knew them before that, but then we knew in those moments, we were like, oh, we're each other's family.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, right, that whole saying that many people have heard,
Scratch
nothing
it.
good happens after 2 a.m. You've heard it here first. Billie Eilish says that is not true.
It's not true.
Okay. What was it like at the Oscars? Do you ever, because look, you don't need me to tell you this, but you are a mega superstar. Do you ever feel out your comfort zone there, or are you quite comfortable with all those famous movie stars?
Good question. I think the Oscars is probably, I think this last time I felt pretty comfortable, but I think I've been now 3 times, and it's very scary and intimidating, and it's not my world, because it's acting and it's movie stars, and it's like a whole different thing that I am very intimidated by, but also think is very cool. So I definitely feel a little, like I feel like I kind of snuck in a little bit. Like I felt every time I've gone, I'm always like, you know, kind of feel like this. I'm kind of like, do I need to, like, I feel like how I feel at this kind of situation, where I'm like, how do I cross my legs? Do I need to take my hat off? You know what I mean?
I once got told, you know, when you go to a party and you're a bit nervous,
Yeah.
and you can be a bit anxious, and you're like, oh, what do I say? Or you go to a wedding and you don't know anyone. Everybody else in the room's feeling the same.
I know.
And that we forget that. You just think it's you, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah.
And I was nervous about interviewing Billie Eilish before.
Were you?
Yeah. Last night I was doing research.
Did you have dreams about me?
I did.
Did you really?
Yeah, because you always think, I was a bit nervous last night, and I was like, doing my research, none of the questions we've written, we've done, which is perfect, because that's how it should be. It should be a chat and a conversation, and I had an interview that it kind of went wrong, and I'd offend you, and I don't know.
There's so little, like, I don't even know what you could say that would offend me.
Yeah.
Well, we could find something.
Well, let's not do that, game. Can we talk to you about TV and movies?
Please.
Your favourite show is The Office?
Yes.
The American Office?
Yes.
Is it one of those that you just rewatch over and over again?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. How many times have you rewatched it, do you think?
I have lost count, but it's definitely in the 30, 40 range.
Get away.
Yeah.
See, I've rewatched Modern Family. Have you seen Modern Family?
I actually haven't.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
And it's based around LA as well.
I know, amazing.
It's really fun. It's really fun.
How many times?
I've probably watched that about 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's how I am, too. I love rewatching stuff. I'm not a new show movie person.
Sometimes when you've had a day of it, you just want to get home and watch.
I'm not even a TV person.
Really?
I don't watch I haven't seen anything.
Okay. Have you seen Fleabag?
Yeah.
That was all filmed around here.
I know.
It's amazing.
It's like one of the greatest shows ever made.
See, I wouldn't know that would translate in America.
It translates for me.
Does it?
Yeah.
Have you met her before?
Yeah, she's the coolest.
No, that's fine. She's really cool.
She's the coolest.
Because that started off as a play.
I know. She put out the one-woman show. I haven't seen it in person, but I saw the on-camera, whatever version. But yes, it totally translates. Everybody loves Fleabag.
Before we let you go, Billie, thank you so much for taking time to do this.
Of course, this is great.
Is there one question that I've not asked today that you would love me to ask, or that you've not been asked about the album? I know that's putting you on the spot a bit, but is there one, because I feel like you've been asked everything about it.
Yeah.
Is there one thing that you think, why has nobody ever asked me about that?
Oh my God. That's a good one. I feel like I get asked the same questions, and there's so many questions that have never been asked. I can't think of them. Is there anything that you thought that you're like, I can't ask that, but you want to?
There's a few, but your PR team are here, so...
You can still ask me.
No,
I don't have to answer.
So you've released a single on your dad's birthday? No. On your brother's birthday before?
Figure it out.
In the past?
Find it. Think and then find it.
Sorry. Okay. It's just, I thought that I'd be all right.
I put out my first album on my mom's birthday.
That's right.
I put out my second album on my brother's birthday.
Okay.
And then I put out this one on a random day in May.
But will you be releasing a single on
someone's birthday?
Yeah.
Maybe someday.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Who knows?
Right.
The funny thing is that it's totally random. Don't say that, because I'm going to keep the fans thinking I have this whole master plan that I don't actually have.
Thank you for joining us for lunch today.
Thank you for having me.
I really, really appreciate it.
Of course.
And if you ever think of that one question that you'd love to be asked, let us know.
I'll think about it.
Cheers.
Cheers.